What's up, y'all? This is Relly, y'all, back with another video. Yes, son, today we got to talk about the Atlanta Hawks and the trade rumors regarding John Collins. But before we get into that, I need y'all to smash that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed to my channel, share it to somebody who ain't subscribed, because we are still on the grind, and with y'all, I know I can get there. And when y'all are done with that, I need y'all to hover over to that like button and smash that too, so we can tell the YouTube algorithm to share this video with the world. But with all that being said, let's talk Atlanta Hawks. Now, it's been a while since I talked about the Atlanta Hawks, right? And matter of fact, the last time I talked about the Atlanta Hawks, I was saying that the Atlanta Hawks would make it to the playoffs because y'all made some playoff moves, right? Like, y'all had signed Gallinari, y'all signed Rondo, y'all signed Chris Dunn, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got Snell. Y'all was getting some pieces. Bogdanovich, right? Y'all was getting some legitimate pieces for a playoff team. Y'all still had Clint Capella. Y'all had John Collins. Trae Young was on the rise, right? And I thought everything would move smoothly. You get what I'm saying? And y'all still had a bailout, because if y'all really wanted another star, y'all could package maybe a DeAndre Hunter or a Cam Reddish or whoever, if y'all feel like that was necessary. But if y'all didn't, y'all still had DeAndre Hunter, like I said before, Cam Reddish, Trae, John Collins, Clint Capella, Gallinari, Rondo. Y'all had the pieces, but the Atlanta Hawks started off very, very slow, which had a lot of people shaking their head because they was questioning Trae Young immediately and his play style, which then led to John Collins allegedly saying he was not really feeling the system currently being played because he felt like the ball was going into Trae Young's hand way too much, right? Which was fair when John Collins feels like he's a good player too and he deserves the ball. Now, I know as of recording this video, the Atlanta Hawks is on a 5-game win streak, which is very, very impressive and deserves a lot of credit. But I'm going to be devil's advocate right now. And I know a lot of people's going to feel some type of way, and they might even say I'm stupid. And it is what it is. But in my personal opinion, I believe the Atlanta Hawks coach currently is not the long-term coach for them in the future. And y'all need to be looking for another coach, right? And people say, why do you feel like that? I feel like that because I feel like the Atlanta Hawks need a coach with a younger / modern mindset to the game of basketball, right? And the reason I say that is because Trae Young is in a situation where he is not the standard of point guard. He is the future of point guards. And because he is the future of point guards, you need a system that matches that, right? Because right now, if you look at how the Atlanta Hawks is trying to construct the roster, pretty much everybody outside of Clint Capella can shoot the ball. At some extent, can shoot the ball from 3, right? And because of that, you must understand the system or the play style they're really trying to imitate in Golden State. And because they're trying to imitate Golden State, you cannot have a coach that's not willing to change the standard. You get what I'm saying? This is why I think Brad Stevens is such a perfect coach for Boston, because he was it was easy for him to adapt to the future in modern day basketball. You get what I'm saying? This is why certain coaches don't have longevity in today's game, because they cannot adapt or modernize their play style, which is why they haven't been effective in 2021 and any other years going forward. You get what I'm saying? Now, it's seeming like John Collins is going to be traded before the trade deadline, right? It's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of people saying it is set in stone. And me personally, I don't think it's in the best interest for the Atlanta Hawks to trade John Collins. But for the sake of the video, I have to go off of John Collins is going to be traded. And because we're going off that, y'all must take this trade very, very patiently, right? Yes, I know the trade deadline is approaching, but you must understand y'all are in a very, very rare situation, because the player y'all have that's tradable is a restricted free agent, which means even if y'all do not trade him before the trade deadline, y'all still have the ability to trade him off the sign and trade, because y'all still have the rights to his contract, even if he wants to move on, which is very, very rare for a team like the Atlanta Hawks, who's still trying to strive for a playoff push, which means y'all are not going to be robbed. The only way y'all are robbed out of this trade is if y'all allow yourself to be robbed, which, like I said before, this is what makes it very, very rare, because y'all are not in a position to get Detroit where how Cleveland fleeced the Detroit Pistons for Andre Drummond, right? Y'all are not in a position to get touched on like the Houston Rockets did when they traded away James Harden. Y'all are not in that situation. Y'all are in a better situation. And because of that, y'all must take this very carefully and weigh what's the best option for the Atlanta Hawks when trading John Collins. And I know, I put a Boston trade rumor for John Collins and I didn't even talk about it. And the reason being is because I feel like this Minnesota Timberwolves trade rumor for John Collins is a little bit more interesting, because we don't know what Minnesota Timberwolves have up their sleeve and what they're willing to give up to acquire John Collins. And I feel like John Collins on the Minnesota Timberwolves has a lot of potential, especially when it comes to offense, right? Now, I guess I will touch on the Boston one. Now we've heard that, they was potentially willing to throw up multiple first-round picks just to get Jeremy Grant. So I'm assuming this is where the deal would be very, very similar for John Collins. But like I said before, I'm a little bit more interested in Minnesota because I don't know what they're willing to give up, right? Is it multiple first-round picks like Boston? Is it multiple first-round picks, Jared Culver, and some other assets? Like, what is the Atlanta Hawks really trying to acquire out of this deal, while what is Minnesota willing to give up out of this deal, right? Like, I feel like this could be a very interesting situation, because this can make or break either one of these teams. Because like I said before, Minnesota Timberwolves is more likely to be finessed out of this deal than Atlanta Hawks is, which is kind of making a lot of people probably want to see how this gets done too, because it's like, wow, Atlanta Hawks really got the ace here and Minnesota doesn't. And for more amazing content, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can be a part of the grind. And with that being said, go.
Hey. Motivated all about cash flow, ran it up and ran out of excuses. In the field and we turned into hoopers. For the clip like bonds we shoot. Just like some soldiers we trooping. Step back 3, we hooping. We in your house just like Fortnite.